Okay, so the idealism trend. So in the last years, we have seen a shift, uh, being more the materialist, and going more to the idealistic realm, which was a kind of a big shift actually, that we can actually associate with Jordan Peterson to some degree. So you might not like Jordan Peterson, you might like Jordan Peterson, but strangely enough, actually, in the last years, I would say since 2016, there's been actually a shift and people awareness of the world that most people thought before that they were kind of the atheist movement that was more okay anti-religion, kind of going away from that worldview of reality being more something metaphysic or idealism, and more going to the materialistic realm. And that was, I mean, it goes in waves, but you can see that waves kind of died out and peak around 2016, and it's pretty much when Jordan Peterson took off. So I will also talk about the four horsemen, Dawkins, Sam Harris, Christopher Hitchens, were those four were very big in the atheist movement. So I guess as a whole, there is a trend that people have realized that the materialistic paradigm and the atheist group does not account for reality. So both idealism and both the materialistic worldview, they have blind spot, but we went too much to the materialistic worldview that now we need kind of a counterbalance, and that kind of happened naturally. It's like people don't decide, that's more like a collective thing, and that's why Jordan Peterson blew up, like Jonathan Pajot that I watched a lot of his video, blew up. Even Bernardo Kastrup, he blew up. John Vervaek, even Jan Miguel Chris. And now I put an arrow like say kind of the more materialistic, scientific, idealist to the most actually the real idealism, you can say. So I mean, Donald Hoffman, it's more like reality is like an illusion. So it's more like within the idealistic realm, that like matters in the real world. They're not fundamental. So they're not fundamental. It's more like the mind, or like idealism, you can say it's really like the mind or the unity at the top, or something like that, that is more not better. I mean, they will all have their different conception of it. Like, it's like, but no, even that guy, I don't remember his name, but he's kind of skeptic about religion. He's still very materialistic, but he's still trying to figure that out. So I can see a lot of people of my generation actually that are kind of grew up with their materialistic worldview, and now with time we can maybe like we don't know everything about reality. It's not just chemicals in the brain. It's not just that. There's maybe something more fundamental, more transcendental, more something at the top of unity of an observation. So kind of this guy is more skeptic, it's more materialistic, and I think that there's still a lot of people in my generation that are very atheist and all that, but there's still a trend. So I do see that trend, and I think this trend is very powerful and actually connect very well to OPS. So a lot of people might not see it, but I think yes. But I think this trend is kind of in a steady progression, and I think that all of a sudden it will curve like crazy. So I think this trend, and I think in 20 years most people will be very idealistic actually about the world. But so it's more a top-down vision on reality, more like I said, starting with the unity, and after having a lens that seeing reality or the data or assessing data and the OE. So it's more like I talked previously in some of my videos. And F is the king and ST serves it. No, sort of. It's more the conception of Jan Miguel Chris that said that the master and the emissary, that the right hemisphere is the master, and the left hemisphere serves it. Is the emissary, and the right side, the right hemisphere is more emotions, intuition, it's more art, it's more creative, it's more macro. So it's pretty much the NF, you can say. And the the ST or the left hemisphere is more laws alike, rules, imposition of some kind of order, logical conclusion. It's more language alike also. So you talk about how in our culture the ST it's how we make decision, but it's actually more the NF that make decision. Is that the ST rationalize it, so it's more so it's kind of a sort of because it's not like me. It's not that I agree per se of everything about the idealism. It's not that I agree with with those guys. I would say that the guy that I agree the most is probably Jonathan Pajot, but I still disagree with some of this stuff. But NF is the king and ST serves it. Like I don't agree with that. It's more something that Ian McGilchrist talk about. But we can still understand the idealism movement with that. It's more the NF at the top and unity, and after kind of going to the ST. Spirituality and communion. So and the atheist movement, materialistic. We kind of atomize things, going more to the nominalism. It's more okay. Each thing is precise. Each thing's exterior. So the worldview of materialism is very precise and exterior, while the idealism is more interior and universal. So it goes automatically more to the spirituality and more to the collective also, because I would say that atheism attract a lot of the TI savior people, like TI saviors. They will really like the materialism worldview. ST savior, they will really like the materialism worldview. Sensory. And yeah, so it's kind of, and DI, like a lot of DI, I would say, like materialism is really like, okay, we're just blank slate, so we don't have things in our mind, and we experience the world, we encounter matters. We just have process in our brain that excites us, not excite us, and we kind of develop our own self through that, through experiences and all that. So it's a very DI kind of view of the world. While idealism is more communion, it's more DE, it's more more spirituality altogether. So no, it goes with religion a lot, the idealism worldview. So yeah, so perception and pattern exist independently, embodied in the world. So oftentimes the materialism worldview will think that like things in the world, like we don't, it's like we're not embodied in the world. It's more that we are kind of passive observers, and I think it's more because the materialism worldview is more horizontal, so it's more like the bottom of the pyramid. So because of that, like they don't see the unity at the top, so they don't think that they are embodied in the world. So it's kind of the things that is very positive about the idealism worldview, I would say, with all those dynamics, is really that you are embodied in the world, that you exist in that world, like you're not like disconnect from it. It's kind of something that is very positive, I would say, about the idealism worldview. And the patterns exist independently. So I mean, this thing were very depends on the thinkers, by the way. And I just put those people, but there's probably many more that are idealistic and probably better idealistic. I try to just offer something there, like Donald Hoffman is idealism, but I don't agree with him at all. This guy is kind of struggling with that. Like Ian McGilchrist, I don't like really, like NF is king, ST serves it. Like, okay, maybe some sort of, John Verbeek is too complicated, and it's kind of ENTP that is going too much in his saviors, in my opinion. And Jordan Peterson is kind of crazy, but he did a lot of cool things. It's kind of also the precursor, I would say, of the movement, of the idealism movement trend. Jonathan Pajot, I really like him, but I still, there's something that is a little bit too NF. Yeah? I think he's the same type as me, but he's masculine NE, and he's also from the same background in Quebec. And Bernardo Kastrop, I like him, but he's no, he's a little too much like reality is an illusion, and I think he's kind of anti embodied in the world. Like I think saying that reality is an illusion is like, it's not, like it's kind of erase the purpose of idealism, that it's more about being embodied in the world. But a lot of things about Bernardo I really like. I don't like his words, like the word illusion, not illusion. He doesn't say illusion. It's more to say that it's a dissociative process. So he kind of thinks that NF is kind of being dissociate, that we are kind of dissociate from reality, that the true reality is kind of above, a little bit like Plato, but with a weird scientific spin about it. So, that's kind of more my criticism of Bernardo, but I really like Bernardo. But yeah, the meaning crisis is solved with idealism. So John Vervaek talk a lot about that, communities and being a saint. Innately more a religious trend for sure. The more scientific idealism will flirt with the idea that reality is an illusion, but that's not a good word to represent idealism. So that's exactly what I said before, and that's more something that Donald Hoffman, Ian McGilchrist, and Bernardo Kastrup will fall into, unfortunately. So yeah, and the four horsemen of meaning, it's in 2021. I saw this video and I was like, damn, like it really helped me actually to see a lot of things actually happening. And the four there were Jonathan, Jordan, John Vervaek, and also Bishop Barron, that I didn't include in the idealistic trend, because a lot of religious guys, they are idealistic. I mean, some are materialistic actually, but they are not aware of it, and they're kind of shitty religious leaders oftentimes.